Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here for thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. WorldNet Daily just wrote a piece that, of course, is something that a lot of people in alternative and independent media have been saying for a long time. The mainstream media is really all about fake news. They thrive on it. They rely on it. The government relies on it. It's kind of its own ecosystem, if you will, where if they were left to survive on their own without any government intervention, without any intervention from special interests who give them billions and billions of dollars each year to really be their mouthpiece and to keep them quiet, on the other hand. In 1991 in Baden-Baden, Germany, David Rockefeller actually thanked the mainstream media for their silence through all the years. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to get their plans launched and executed the way that they could, the way they did, and the way that they could, because the mainstream media is in cahoots with them. And you look at the Council on Foreign Relations. A lot of people don't know what the Council on Foreign Relations is, but it is hands down the most influential think tank in the world that provides foreign policy advice to every major foreign government in the world. My friends, even China. Just so everybody knows that what you see in the mainstream media and what you feel as far as the tension and everything else, folks, it's all fabricated. It's all lies. And it's all meant to control you, to keep you in fear, and to keep you afraid of what you are potentially capable of. You know, they keep it repressed and they keep you down, for lack of a better term. When if we truly realized our capabilities as human beings, there would be no limit to what we could accomplish. And it says here, days after James Hodgkinson unveiled his homicidal intentions against conservatives with a gun attack on the Republican members of Congress who were practicing for a congressional baseball game, conservative journalists rallied in front of the White House to demand an end to the attacks and assaults against Trump supporters. Stop there. Now, while this looks to be good intentions, this is a divide and conquer tactic, because now they're conservative journalists. Folks, there should be no such thing as a conservative journalist. There should be no such thing as a liberal journalist or any journalist with a label in front of the name journalist. A journalist has two fundamental rules they have to follow. They learn this in journalism school. This is the first day. Rule 1, always follow the truth, because the truth is a story. You can't do that if you have any sort of bias in one direction or the other. Rule number 2 is don't enter into any entangling alliances that might get you in the way of rule number 1. Now, if that's the case, then how come you have well over 50 journalists, print reporters, and people associated with the mainstream media on the rolls of the Council on Foreign Relations, the biggest foreign policy think tank in the world? Because it makes no sense. Now you're entering into an entangling alliance that, if you think about it, you go there, you feel good about being in the club, you know, you make some friends, and in turn, you're going to do friends favors, because that's what human beings do to friends. You know, as friends, true friends, we tend to help each other out, you know, and so all they're doing is helping their buddies out, right? Hey, you know, what we talked about today, you got to make sure that you don't put that out. Don't say anything about that, you know, so do me a favor, you know, do me a solid. And of course, they would think nothing about it, even though there's a real need for the people to understand what's truly going on within these clubs, if you will, that wield extremely strong influence in Washington, D.C. and governments throughout the world, you know. And so when I see things like this, oh, yes, conservative journalists, stop there. That's not a journalist then. That's a pundit. That's somebody doing an editorial opinion piece, because it's not truly journalism. True journalism is unbiased. True journalism does not let your personal feelings or your personal ideology get in the way of reporting the truth. And unfortunately today, there are few people out there and few organizations out there that do that. And so people have gone to either A, doing it themselves, citizen reporting, so that they can put out something that might be unbiased and as close to the truth as humanly possible. But people all over the world are going in droves to independent media because they don't trust the mainstream media anymore because it's all a lie. And on the flip side, the mainstream media is pissed because for decades and decades, they have controlled the information stream. They've been able to do what they want, say what they want, and it didn't matter what the people thought because the people really had no way to check it. Now with the advent of the internet and how advanced it's become and AI becoming more available to people, now all of a sudden, they can't get away with their BS and they're pissed off. And what you're seeing now in the mainstream media is not only the death throes, but a cosmic-sized temper tantrum that we should all be laughing at on the one hand because it's comical, and on the other hand, it's shameful. These people should be ashamed of themselves. These prostitutes out there that spew talking points and lies to you in total disregard of your best interest because they don't serve your best interest. They serve their money men, which are the money trust, your big pharmas, your big oil. Think about it. What good does it serve a pharmaceutical company to pump all this information out to you through commercials on TV, knowing full well that you can't go to a store and purchase them, that you have to go to your doctor and do that? And then the other assault is their unbelievably powerful and well-funded sales divisions that basically, if you just sit in a doctor's office and observe for a week how many pharmaceutical reps go in and out of that place, and you'll be astounded. It is, as I said, the mainstream media is its own ecosystem, but it's a dying ecosystem, and they know it. And the sustainable ecosystem that's coming up, independent media, citizen reporting, is having an absolutely detrimental and devastating effect on their ability to be able to maintain their business operations. And oh well, you don't evolve with the time and the interests of the people, you gonna die. And that's what's going to happen. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. Have a great day.